Back in the dawning days of organized auto racing, safety was given little consideration. Race drivers were by and large barnstorming daredevils who never openly acknowledged any concern for their own lives. And the cars that the everyday motorist drove in the beginning were not designed with driver and passenger safety as priorities either. Back at the racetracks, speeds were increasing as the years passed, and the number of accidents, injuries, and deaths also increased. More attention was being paid to how drivers could better survive racing mishaps. And likewise, in the late 1960s and early 70s, due in part to the efforts of safety activists like Ralph Nader, manufacturers were mandated to build cars with greater attention paid to occupant safety. As you can see from some of this rare laboratory footage, injury and death caused by automobile accidents are the graphic consequences of a moving vehicle creating enormous destructive force when involved in a sudden impact. Anthropomorphic dummies are not real humans, but it isn't hard to imagine the kind of grave injuries these tests represent were the dummies real people. These tests, conducted by some of the world's largest automobile manufacturers, have helped us to see and understand how the actual construction and configuration of the vehicles we drive have much to do with the odds of our survival in a serious crash. These crashes were planned. But back at the racetrack, crashes are never planned. State-of-the-art race cars travel at 3 to 4 times the speeds you travel on the highway. They weigh as little as 1/2 of what a typical American sedan weighs. And they are built with ultra-lightweight components made of aluminum, titanium, magnesium, carbon fiber, and fiberglass. Yet every one of the crashes you see here did not result in one serious injury. Why? Because unlike the early days of racing, driver safety is now a top priority on every level of motorsport. And perhaps the greatest advancement in driver safety, both on the road and on the racetrack, next to the crash helmet, has to be the seatbelt.
Hi, I'm Bill Elliott. The first thing I do when I get in my NASCAR Thunderbird is buckle up.
Hi, I'm Ricky Rudd. And the first thing I do when I climb into my NASCAR Ford Thunderbird is buckle up.
Hi, my name's Scott Pruitt. The first thing I do when I get in my Ford Motorcraft Mustang is buckle up.
Safety experts project that 20,000 lives could be saved every year on America's highways if every driver and passenger used their seatbelts. When people don't, the results are all too familiar. And the seatbelt has now been joined in the 1990s with another highly effective life-saving component, which is finding its way into more and more cars currently being built: the airbag. A plastic bag which in a millisecond inflates during a frontal impact, protecting both the driver and the passenger from this kind of deadly result. Dan Radloff was in a frontal impact accident in his Ford Escort, equipped with an airbag. Did it save his life?
I don't know if it saved my life, but it sure saved me a heck of a lot of injury. From what happened to my arms and my hands, I could see that my face probably would have been injured, and perhaps my chest on the steering wheel.
We have learned much about auto safety, both through the winds of fortune at our venues of racing and in the halls of science, where theoretical death and injury are recreated every day. There will always be auto accidents, and unfortunately, many will be serious. But as we continue to study the forces and counterforces that contribute to these mishaps, we can continue working on improving the ways we avoid the dire consequences of these unwelcome events, both on the road and on the racetrack, as we crash and learn.